Let's discuss Chapter 20 of Christian Coaching by Dr. Gary Collins, a chapter called Crossing Cultures in Coaching. In this chapter, we're challenged to broaden our cultural awareness and our sensitivity to effectively reach and guide people from diverse backgrounds. The coaching field is a dynamic and global space now, with clients coming from a wide range of cultural and ethnic and social backgrounds. As Christian coaches, we're not only called to respect these differences, but to celebrate them. It's about honoring each client's unique journey while keeping God's love at the center of what we do. Cross-cultural coaching isn't just about overcoming language or geographical barriers. No, it involves navigating the values and beliefs and social norms that shape each client's identity. We are reminded that although these differences may seem daunting at first, they can also enrich our work and strengthen the connections that we form with our clients. Cultural competency and sensitivity matter. They matter a lot to our work as coaches. In essence, we must extend genuine hospitality to everyone we meet, and that implies a genuine interest in the person, curiosity about their story, and a desire to truly know them so that we can coach them well. We love how Chaplain Henry Nouwen explains hospitality, saying, and I quote, "Listening is a form of spiritual hospitality by which you invite strangers to become friends, to get to know their inner selves more fully, and even to dare to be silent with you. And hospitality means primarily the creation of a free space where the stranger can enter and become a friend instead of an enemy. Hospitality is not to change people, but to offer them space where change can take place. It is not to bring men and women over to our side, but to offer freedom, not disturbed by dividing lines." We love that quote. Do not underestimate the importance of cultural competence, because Collins defines it as the ability to understand and respect and interact meaningfully with people from diverse backgrounds. For a Christian coach, then, this means approaching each client with a heart of humility and a commitment to learning about them. Cultural competence is not about knowing every detail of a particular culture, but it is about showing a genuine willingness to listen and learn from each individual. We must take time to understand our client's cultural context. In doing so, we can avoid misunderstandings and create a more trusting and effective coaching environment. So how can we build this cultural competence in our coaching practice? Well, consider several steps. Number one is to develop self-awareness. The first step in understanding anybody else is understanding ourselves. Reflecting on our own cultural beliefs and assumptions and presuppositions and biases is essential, because if you think about it, we all bring certain assumptions into our coaching relationships, and by acknowledging what they are, we become better equipped to serve our clients without letting our preconceptions interfere. Here too, you are your most important client, so coach yourself. The second is cultural curiosity, which is recognizing the importance of curiosity over judgment, asking seriously curious, open-ended questions, listening attentively to understand rather than to respond. And remember, each client is an expert in their own experience. Encourage them to share aspects of their culture and worldview, as this not only shows respect, but will build rapport and it will deepen your understanding of them. Third is adapt your coaching approach. Every client has unique needs and expectations shaped by their cultural background. A coaching method that works well in one context may not work in another. For example, some cultures place a high value on hierarchy, while others emphasize collaboration and equality. Being flexible and willing to adjust your approach is key to effective cross-cultural coaching. It's just like those leadership styles that you're learning about. We must be flexible servant leaders and influences, appropriate to each individual. Number 4 is seeking cultural knowledge. While experience is a great teacher, it's also important to seek some formal learning. Reading, attending workshops, or even engaging in conversations with people from different backgrounds can deepen your own cultural awareness. You must be proactive in this process, making it a lifelong commitment to learn about them and to grow yourself. Number 5 is embrace humility and dependence on God. Finally, you have to have humility. Being humble isn't weakness. Abraham was humble. Moses was humble. Jesus was humble, but they were not weak. We don't always get it right, and that's okay. Our role is to be humble servants, seeking God's guidance and asking for wisdom when cultural challenges arise. When we rely on God's strength, we're able to meet our clients' needs with grace and compassion and even understanding. And you will face challenges and unique opportunities in cross-cultural coaching. For example, overcoming stereotypes and biases. Each of us has cultural biases, some of which you may not even realize. These can limit your ability to fully understand the client's experiences. You must work on identifying and setting aside these biases, replacing assumptions with genuine curiosity. Dealing with language barriers. Language can be a significant barrier, but it doesn't have to prevent effective coaching. Sometimes a coach's willingness to listen, even when language is limited, can be more powerful than words anyway. Consider using visuals, metaphors, and other creative tools to communicate meaningfully with clients who may not share the same language fluency with you. You need to also create a culturally safe environment. It's essential to create an environment where clients feel safe to express their true selves. This might mean accommodating cultural practices, such as adjusting meeting times for prayer breaks or observing religious holidays. By showing respect for these practices, we reinforce a message of inclusivity and love. We also need to find common ground. In coaching, our shared humanity provides a common ground that transcends cultural divides. You must learn to focus on universal themes such as hope, purpose, and growth. And this is where we can connect with clients from any background. The Christian coaching space, with its emphasis on God's love and purpose for each person, offers a unique foundation for finding common ground in diversity. From a biblical perspective, crossing cultures and coaching aligns with the Great Commission, where Jesus calls us to make disciples of all nations. That word translated nation has the literal meaning of different people groups. And this mandate isn't just geographical, it's relational and it's cultural. As Christian coaches, we're called to reach out to people across cultural lines, offering support and guidance that's rooted in love and the grace of Christ. Consider the ministry of Jesus and how he crossed many cultural barriers. Whether with the Samaritan woman at the well or that Roman centurion, his example is a model for us to follow. We are invited to go beyond our comfort zones, to see each client as a unique individual made in the imago Dei, or image of God. In conclusion, I want to encourage you to embrace the challenge of cross-cultural coaching. It requires openness, humility, and a willingness to step out of our comfort zones by honoring the diverse backgrounds and stories of our clients. When we do that, we reflect God's heart for all people. This lesson should serve as a powerful reminder that coaching is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Each client brings a unique perspective that's shaped by their own cultural background. So let's commit to growing in cultural competence, always approaching our clients with compassion and curiosity, relying on God's wisdom to bridge any gaps. And as we do, we'll not only enrich our coaching practice, but also serve as conduits of God's love in a beautifully diverse world. That covers the key points of chapter 20, and I hope this gives you a solid foundation for approaching cultural coaching and cross-cultural sensitivity with care.